Can the government drag someone to court?
Failing to appear in court in some countries is a criminal offense that can result in a bench warrant for your arrest. Additional criminal charges, for instance, failure to appear, contempt of court, potential jail time, and fines.
Welcome to Jimosi podcast. So the SPLM-IO under the acting chairman, Oyet Nathaniel Pirino, has rejected and condemned the suspension of Dr. Riek Machar from his position as the first vice president. The party has also rejected and condemned all charges against the 8 members of the SPLM-IO because they believe that this is a violation of the 2018 peace agreement and the issue at statement. They put everything in writing. So can you please read for us what they wrote in that?
This is a statement from Sudan People's Liberation Movement, IO, General Headquarters, dated 15th of September 2025, on resolution on the illegal indictment and suspension of His Excellency Dr. Riek Machar Teny, first VP, and other political detainees. The SPLM-SPLA-IO held virtual consultative meetings between 12th and 14th of September 2025 on the indictment and suspension from the R-TGoNU, the chairman-in-chief, from the R-TGoNU of His Excellency Dr. Riek Machar Teny, the first vice president, chairman and commander-in-chief, and other political detainees. The political and military leadership also deliberated on the press statement by the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs on the report of investigation of Nasir incident and subsequent indictment of the members of the SPLM-SPLA-IO. After extensive deliberations and in light of this development, the SPLM-SPLA-IO political leadership and military command and staff resolved as follows. Suspension of first vice president and status of R-TGoNU. Number 1, rejects and condemns the suspension of His Excellency Dr. Riek Machar Teny, the first vice president, the chairman, and commander-in-chief and other political detainees from the R-TGoNU, as the suspensions of the first vice president and other political detainees are contrary to Article 1.3 on the composition of the R-TGoNU, Article 1.5 to 10 on the structure of the R-TGoNU, Article 1.12 on allocation and selections of ministers and appointments procedures for ministers and deputies in the R-TGoNU at all levels. Article 1.16 on responsibilities sharing at states and local government levels. Number 2, the suspension of the first vice president from the Transitional Government of National Unity, that is R-TGoNU, is a grave violation which effectively brings the implementation of the political and security provisions of the R-axis to a complete stop. In light of this unfortunate development, the SPLM-SPLA-IO further resolves: A, the government that was formed pursuant to the R-axis has collapsed. Its structure, mandate has been destroyed and the legitimacy has ended. B, the current regime in the Republic of South Sudan is not based on the R-axis. It is a setup of dictatorship, peace spoilers, and state capture that is holding power illegally and by violence. And as such, the SPLM-SPLA-IO shall work to effect in the Republic of South Sudan a regime change and a new political dispensation of peace, justice, equality, democracy, rule of law, and development. The charges against the first vice president, other political detainees, and members of the SPLM-SPLA-IO. Number 1, condemns and rejects all charges against the members of SPLM-SPLA-IO, as these charges are violations of R-axis, politically motivated, denials of political space, and witch hunt against Dr. Riek Machar Teny and the SPLM-SPLA-IO party. As such, the SPLM-SPLA-IO A does not recognize the court process and shall not take part in the politically motivated trials, nor file any legal defense against members who are illegally arrested and detained in contravention of the peace agreement. B welcomes on the account of abuse of power by SPLM-IG efforts by legal professionals and activists to challenge the illegal arrest, detention, and trials of the first Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan and other political detainees. C. Legal defense or representation in the illegal political and incompetent court of the SPLM-IG shall proceed on account of individual human rights and freedom of the political detainees. D. Reiterates calls for immediate and unconditional release of the first Vice President and all political detainees from illegal detention. Failure to do so, the SPLM-SPLA-IO shall use all means to demand the release of the first Vice President and other political detainees. Call for national service and mobilization. In light of the political trials, abrogation of the R-axis, and ongoing military campaign by the regime's forces, the SPLM-SPLA-IO hereby calls upon its supporters, members in the political and military wings, the citizens of the Republic of South Sudan, to report for national service in defense of the citizens and the country and use all means available to regain their country and sovereignty. Signed, Right Honorable General Oyet Nathaniel Pierino, Acting Chairman and Commander-in-Chief, the First Deputy Speaker, Transitional National Legislative Assembly, Republic of South Sudan.
All right, so the SPLM-IO are calling for the immediate and unconditional release of the 8 accused individuals. Do you think the government will listen to their call and release the political detainees as demanded by the SPLM-IO?
Personally, I don't think so. Like I said last time, the government would not want to be seen as incompetent. So they'll try whatever means possible to ensure that the accused individuals, including Dr. Riek Machar and his 7 co-accused members of the SPLM-IO, to be taken to court. And then now it's up to the court to decide if they'll be either they'll be convicted or acquitted based on the evidence that will be presented by the prosecutor. Yeah.
As for me, I don't think these people will be released anytime soon because these people were detained in March.
Yes.
And when they were detained, everybody came. Raila came from Kenya, and he was even denied access to meet with Machar. Other people from IGAD, from AU, from EU, all the people that were supporting the peace itself came to Juba to try to give pressure to the president and the government so that Machar could be released on time at that time. But the government was adamant, right? It took them, it has been over 6 months now, and they have not released them.
Yeah.
So this letter from SPLM-IO, I don't think will lead to anybody being released.
Okay.
But it's also okay for them releasing a statement because it shows the support for their members. But it's just going to be a statement. I don't think anybody will listen to them, and the government will just have to do what they have been doing. If they had a reason why they have not been listening to all these people that I mentioned that came and left, then they still want to prove that point. They can't just give up the last minute. So I see them going ahead and not releasing anybody here.
Yeah, and also if you look at the tone of the letter, it's quite authoritative. Like they'll do whatever means possible to make sure that the first vice president and other political detainees from the SPLM-IO camp must be released. Yeah, but like this is not the first time they have issued such a statement. So if the prior statements, including statements from the European Unions and all the other organs that you already mentioned, did not secure them to be released, then I don't think this is going to make any changes to happen.
Yeah, but who exactly is the main acting chairperson for the SPLM-IO in absence of Machar right now? Because Stephen Parr himself was elected by a certain group, and then Oyet Nathaniel won. Nathaniel Perino is saying that is the acting chairman. So you see there, it seems like there's already a division between the two. And it's not like Stephen Parr has issued his statement also. So they should come together and maybe, but sticking
maybe
with
this is the person that is currently acting as the chairman. Because last time they said Stephen Parr was rejected by a group of SPLM-IO members.
So the other group is still with Stephen. But this group with the Oyet Nathaniel is the group that has the stamp.
I'm sure even the other guy has stamp.
He can make a stamp for himself. Yeah, but the thing is, the other thing that I saw SPLM-IO saying is that they do not recognize the court process itself.
Yeah.
And they have indicated that they will not take part in that trial based on the letter that you just read.
Yeah.
Nor will they file any legal defense against the accused people.
Okay.
Now, my question to you, with your little knowledge on the government things.
You're calling my knowledge little.
Can the government drag someone to court? And when they drag you to court, dragging you to court is not literally dragging you on the road. They throw you inside the car, they take you to the courtroom, and then they take you there and then they ask you to participate in the court process itself, and then you keep quiet, you don't talk. Can the court find you, the court of South Sudan find you guilty and throw you in jail for refusing to talk, and because you did not call for your lawyers, because you did not file any legal defense, and you are refusing to speak. But the state and the court themselves, they want to proceed. Can they?
That's a tricky question.
I think.
So first of all, I don't think the government can force you to go to court. It's like whenever you are summoned, regardless of whatever case, either it's child-related, child support, all those. If you don't appear in court, then there will be some automatic judgment done. But in this case, I don't think that would be possible. It's up to them to present themselves to court or not. And if they don't appear in court, then it will be like that's part of contempt of court, right? That you are being disobedient to a court order, of which anyone in their right senses, if you are summoned in court, either you've committed any crime or not, you have to present yourself and then listen to what charges are being leveled against you. If you are found guilty or not, then the decision will come out. The judgment will come out from the judges themselves. Yeah, but like in this case, I find that this current statement is kind of conflicting the statement that was initially issued by the lawyers, which we covered yesterday.
The lawyers said that they did not take any info from the accused.
Yeah.
And they have not started any process itself.
Yes, but they said that meeting was aimed at preparing a defense. So, like lawyers don't just come knocking at your door. It's you who go to request for their service. So by virtue of them going to visit Riek Machar and other detained individuals, it means they are the ones who contacted the lawyers after the charge sheet being issued the other day.
I don't agree with you on that. Sometimes when a case is highly politicized, some law firm tend to go
Reach
ahead
out.
of time because they want to shine or they want to be seen.
Okay.
So sometimes some of them will even volunteer to do them for
Pro
free.
bono.
Yeah, for free. So in this case, we can actually conclude that Machar reach out to them or anybody from SPLM-IO reach out to them. It might be 50-50. They might have reached out or they might have not reached out, but the law firm itself want to show that they are willing to work for somebody so that they are seen in the republic that they exist as a law firm. And we were able to see the name of the company is all over the internet, right? So it's a way of marketing oneself. But that's not I'm not saying that's what they were doing, but it can be one of the way of marketing oneself. But again, coming back to our question,
do you think the government can?
The government can, the prosecutor or the government or the court itself cannot drag you to the courtroom. They can summon you. If you refuse to come, they issue another order. If you then they give it some counts. So if the government of South Sudan work on 5 counts, if you don't appear, then they will just go ahead with the judgment. So it will all depend. If they say on one order, if you guys do not come the second time and the third time, we're going to give a judgment. Yeah, then if these people refuse to go to the court, then if the court was to find them guilty because they have not given the side of the story and only the prosecutor that is giving the side of the story, then yeah, they will have to be high chances they will be found guilty because they did not speak for themselves. And this is where now they will be dragged to where they're supposed to be. Because if the prosecutor itself that is coming after you has already charges that is charging you with, yours is to defend them so that the court can find you innocent. But if you do not speak for yourself to show that you are innocent, then how do we know you are innocent? So they can be found guilty, but the court or the system itself cannot drag them to the courtroom. It's not possible.
Okay, so this is what I just checked. What are some of the consequences of an individual failing to appear in court when summoned? And the answer is failing to appear in court in some countries is a criminal offense that can result in a bench warrant for your arrest. Additional criminal charges, for instance, failure to appear, contempt of court, potential jail time, and fines, and a less lenient approach from the judge in your case. So if you fail to appear in court, then you have like 3 consequences. You can be charged with an offense of failing to appear in court or contempt of court. And some of the implications of that would be being sent to jail to serve some time or a fine. And then the court itself would be less lenient, or like the judgment, if they come now to the original case, it will be a bit harsh compared to what they could have done.
They might give the maximum because in all the judgment, there's always a minimum that can be given and the maximum that can be given. So they might ended up giving you the maximum judgment possible that they have within their powers.
Yes, and you can also be arrested. So
well,
that's
some
like
of them are already
like,
arrested. Yeah, like so if the thing has already been, again it depends. Like the Google answer going to depend, right? Because some cases will be criminal cases, some cases will be like civil cases. So where they say you might be arrested, I feel like it is where you have like you are not already arrested.
Yeah, or
You're
if you
just-
are on bond or bail, cash bail.
Yeah. Then now you can be rearrested, but in this case, these individuals
Are
are already
detained.
arrested. So yeah. But again, looking at some of the things that they were doing, SPLM-IO has also called for a national service and mobilization from their supporters in political and military wings. Do you support the idea of squaring out differences with the government by force or through violence each and every time you differ with the government?
I don't support it, because try like an individual or a particular group of individuals trying to fight with the government can never win, because the government has more resources compared to a certain group, right? And also, it might lead to more damage than good. So it's better you just follow the procedures. Like in this case, in the letter that we saw yesterday from the lawyers, it said that all the individuals that had been visited, who include the first Vice President Riek Machar and 4 others, were in good health and they appear to be okay. So the best thing in this case to do is to follow the court case and then look at the judgment, wait for the judgment to see like the outcome of the trial. If you are not satisfied with the judgment, then you can always go to the Court of Appeal and appeal your cases. Yeah, rather than using force or violence to try and negotiate your way out. Yeah.
Yeah, as for me, I do not support that idea of every time you differ with somebody, you have to fight. Because in the long run, it's not about these 8 individuals or a group of people that have problems with the government that are going to suffer, but it's a huge population that's going to experience these kind of things.
The supporters and non-supporters alike.
And right now, South Sudanese as citizens, we already have our own problems. People are having community violence. People are having floods everywhere. People have no food to eat. So when we add war to that, it's going to worsen the situation. And more people are even going to die compared with the people that are being charged. Like it will lead to over 100 people or even 1,000 people might die, right? But these are aged individuals. I'm not saying that their lives are not important.
Matter,
but if there's a process that they can prove themselves innocent, then why are you avoiding that process and go a route that will cause more life to be lost? You weigh the two. But again, I don't blame them. Seeing the kind of leadership that we have, when we look, it seems like this is a military rule. And in a military rule, a lot of people do not have voice to say their differences. If you differ with the government, then the government is going to crush you, want to beat you. They don't want to listen to you.
They'll consider you as an enemy.
Yes, instead of listening to you as the citizen and say, okay, what's the best way that we can solve this issue? Yeah. So I don't support the idea of violence. There's too much fighting ongoing, so we don't need to add another one. The best way is just to hire the best lawyers. And people have always said that the government do not hire competent people. So their prosecutors are going to be weak. So compared to the people that you can hire, you hire the best people. And then you leave the government with the incompetent lawyers. And you guys are just going to shine through the court process and see these guys were not even prepared.
People were saying the statement that was issued initially by the Minister of Justice was AI generated and it was not like professional. It's not professionally done. But when they looked at the letter that was issued by Kiir'S and co-advocates, then they said this one was a polished article. Some people were saying even if it's AI, then they did their part. At least AI does not generate something good for you. It depends, like the results will depend with what you feed it with. Yeah.
But sometimes we don't have to blame AI that much, right?
Yeah.
Because if it is there to make work easier, yes, then it is there to make work easier.
Yeah.
But like the way that we are as individuals in life, there are people that will always do things better than others.
Yes.
So even with using AI as an assistant way of doing things, there are people that are going to do it way better compared to other people.
Yes, that's where competence come in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you know your craft, you're going to get the best results. Yeah.
But lastly, in line with the detention of the SPLM-IO members who are currently set to face the charges in court, the SPLM-IO has declared the 2018 peace agreement dead and void. Do you agree with them on that statement?
Yes, I agree with them. Like, let's say 70 to 80%.
Partially.
Yes. That's not partially. Partially would be 50-50. But in this case, I kind of agree with them more. Because if you look at some of the appointments, like we've seen in the past, there's allocation of how many ministers, how many governors and MPs are supposed to come from each political party. And the percentages were clearly laid out in the Revitalized Peace Agreement of 2018. But if you look at some of the people that Kiir has fired and replaced, then you see that most of the people, he would fire someone from the IO and replace them with someone from the IG in government. So that by itself is a clear violation of the peace deal. Another thing is that security arrangements have not been met. The unification of military or the organized forces has not been achieved, and that was one of the main components of the peace deal. So given all this, then you can clearly see that the peace deal is not being followed as expected. And that's why we've seen that the government has tried multiple times to extend the elections because they were not able to accomplish everything that was initiated in the peace deal or everything indicated in the peace deal as a prerequisite of us holding the elections. Yeah.
Well, as for me, I will partially agree with them because when it comes to the partners or the people that were involved in that peace deal, it was not only the SPLM and the SPLM-IO only.
Okay.
There were other parties, but the other parties are not complaining that the way SPLM-IO is complaining. So that's why I'm agreeing partially, because it should be like, if everybody was to complain about the peace deal, it should be all the partners, all the other political parties that were with the SPLM-IO plus the government itself. The other group should join with the SPLM and say, with SPLM-IO and say, this one, no, this one is null and void. Then we can now say, this is completely dead. But if there are some group that are still okay with the process itself and is only one party that's not okay with it, then as a democracy, majority always rule, right? So if the majority are okay, let's say there were 5 parties and 4 parties are okay with the peace agreement, the way that is being run, then then it is okay. It's only one person that's against it, and the majority take it.
Okay.
But unless if it was to be brought to us as citizens and ask us as citizens if this peace deal is actually being implemented and is helping us the way that we want. This is where we can express our opinion as individuals and say it doesn't seem to be working, because there are a lot of things that are not already working. But if it come like to these parties that only share the powers and whatever, the majority are okay. The other parties are okay. It's only SPLM-IO which is complaining.
Okay, what if someone was to argue in terms of numbers? The other political parties, that is OPP, SAO, and FDs, former detainees, those are smaller parties, right? And then if you look at the numbers, their numbers are less. So probably they are just keeping quiet, not because they are okay with what is currently happening with the government and the way things are going, but because even if they talk, whatever they said might not be, the government might not adhere to them.
But they should
Just
speak.
like they don't do with the SPLM-IO.
No, we don't have to assume things. They should speak. They might be doing okay with these small things. So if they were part of the peace deal and things are not okay, they should also come out and say no, point out that the government is not doing this and doing this, so that if the government is now fighting the 3 or 4 groups, then we'll say, government, you are the problem. You are fighting SPLM-IO, you are fighting OPP, you are fighting literally all the other small parties. It's you that have the problem. You can't be fighting with everybody.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that the peace deal itself is being respected. As a citizen, no, it's not being respected.
So that means it's null and void.
I can't
They
really
should as well go back
the
to
other
the
peace
square
partners
board.
are not against it. And they're the one that put their signatures there. We as citizens were not called to make any decision there.
But maybe they are there to eat and go because...
Well, then even this other group might be a group that has been denied the chance of eating.
Okay.
So when was the last time any of these political parties, either SPLM-IO, IG, these other parties actually delivered any services to the citizens, even when they were given few months to do it? None. So all these parties are there for themselves. But it's hard for citizens, regular citizens, to understand this.
Yeah.
Because we are always divided on going to this side and fighting for so and so.
Mainly for along tribal lines.
Yes.
So you're only seeing your tribe as the one that is suffering the most, the one that is discriminated against and all that. And it's kind of not helping.
Yeah, but the thing is, the people being charged are individual.
Yes.
But the people from the party are taking it. It's not like the people from the party. There are some people that are going to take it as community that is being targeted. So that the other community members feel that, oh, now we should join. And this other community that is with the government will have to feel, oh, why are they saying this other community? We have to join forces together as one community and fight the other community. But we will put it on individual basis. Then, yeah.
But in this case, like, if you look at all that list, right, it's mainly the SPLM-IO. So clearly you can easily see why some people would think this is a party being targeted.
Well, for a party, yes, I can say for the party, there's no big deal, but it's not a community.
No, it's not a community. I'm just speaking in terms of the party. And as they indicated in the statement, they are looking at the political detainees. So that means these are people in opposition who are currently being witch hunt. Yeah. Simply because of belonging to the opposition party. And it's not like whatever they did or they committed any crime. That's how the party leadership is looking at it. Because everything that's currently happening in South Sudan cannot be blamed on any single individual. It's a mess that has been created by the entire regime. Either you are in opposition or not. So long as you have a position in that government, then you are part of the mess.
Yeah.
Because you are not doing your part as an individual, as a party, as an organization. So that citizens can now come and judge to say, okay, this person, as much as he's from the IO or the IG, they are delivering services that they are mandated to deliver.
Yeah, so this thing sometimes is complicated. When you are on the other opposite, you think that these other people are doing bad. But look at it this way. 2012, 2011, 2010, going backward up to 2005, when we had no big opposition party.
There was no opposition.
So it's not like South Sudan now was delivering services. because they had no one to target. Now they had to work. They were not doing anything.
The liberators were eating. It was their time to eat.
Yeah, so even if they were to remove these barriers of opposing or trying to press on the other opposition parties and try that they will work with the opposition party together as one and even form a good national unity where there's no fight, these politicians will not help anybody. They will not help citizens. They will be so comfortable eating all of them.
Yeah.
So this one sometimes, that's everybody put their personal interest, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes they will put it as if they're fighting for citizens. But if everything was to go okay today, no targeting from the government and no targeting from the opposition parties to other people, these people will eat comfortably every day and not deliver anything to anybody. But when they have differences, this is where they run to us and say, this other person is bad and this other person is bad. When in all, they are all equal. None of them has ever delivered anything.
Yeah. Like sometimes you even question how genuine they are in whatever grievances they are trying to hear out. Because every time someone has a position and they are comfortably eating and benefiting from that government, they keep quiet. Whenever they get thrown out or their chances of eating are limited, then that's when they start making sense. And they'll start pointing out who is spoiling the government and who is not. Case in point, we have people like R-TGoNU. When he was the press secretary at the office of the president, he never saw anything wrong with the government. He did not see the political manipulators of the presidency. But when he was kicked out like 3 years ago, he started narrating the
different tales.
The metaphor of Unwing, or the owner of the cow, the cow and the lion. All that wisdom, where was it when he had the position? Yeah. So like if you don't really see anything wrong with the government when you are in government and benefiting, then you should just keep quiet when you are outside the government.
Yeah, because when you get back, you're going to keep quiet again.
Yes.
And it's a game that citizens should see. These people are just there to eat. Yeah.
No one is going to save you. Better be the Gen Z.
You're the savior of yourself.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for Jimosi podcast. Please consider subscribing, leave a comment, share, and let us know if SPLM-IO will be successful in pressuring the government to release the accused people or the political detainees unconditionally. Yes.
And we'll be following this case up for you and give you updates as they come in hot. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share the video.
Yes.